Hello everybody, this is Music on Fire 10. Sorry if I'm moving all around. Coming with you today with a very interesting episode that happened to me, day in the life, black college student. Okay, so some of you may know I live in Atlanta and I was on the MARTA, the train. I have to use it, and I usually don't mind it, to be honest. I'm sitting there reading a book, minding my own business. Now there's a man on there who is making noise. Dude is talking to himself. He was annoying me. So I looked at him. He kept talking, so I sat back, just kept reading my book. He gets louder and says something about, you're all trying to be something that you're not. That's what's wrong with people today. Everybody's trying to be something they're not, blah, 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 blah. Then he says something, I'm not even sure what he said, to the likes of my hair not being real, which pissed me off. Number one, it's not anybody's business. However, this is my hair. I have never had anything on my head besides my real hair. Hair that I grow from my scalp, first thing. Secondly, no man, in my opinion, has the right to harass a woman about the way she wears her hair. First of all, you came from a woman's body. It's not your business the way she wears her hair. You're not wearing her hair for her. And most of the time, the way that women wear their hair is based on what they think men will like. So them judging them, not their business. But that's not the point. So he looks at me and goes, yeah, I said that. And basically I told him to shut up, because like I said, he was making noise, disturbing the peace. And I do this all the time. I'm always yelling at people on public transportation because I don't like people making unnecessary noise. And so anyway, I was the only one who did it, only person who said anything. And so he keeps talking. Basically, he gets up, or is like standing up, back at his seat. He didn't come towards me. I'm crazy. But anyway, he didn't come towards me. But he's standing there, cursing at me, and I'm cussing back, because I do cuss a lot, but I'm not going to cuss on this video. And going on and on about, like, he may have to go to jail over me. And I was like, you may have to. Just all this stuff about F me, and I'm a MF, and blah, 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 and a B, and all this stuff. And one thing he said that really stood out to me was, you think you're white. And I was like, okay, I think I'm white. What? No, I don't. But even if I did, you are stinking up the train. That's what I kept saying. Like, dude, you stink. You need to go bathe. You stink. Like, you need to sit down and go bathe. So he said, not only did he say that I thought I was white, he said, all y'all black women think you're white. And so I was like, okay, that's brilliant. Whatever. Okay, so while I'm sitting here, mind you, there are several different nationalities of people around, right? So that's the thing that annoys me as well, because you know how people get like, oh, everybody's gonna see black people acting like this, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't bother me. But what did bother me, so after he got off the train, all this stuff, like his words didn't bother me. They do stick with me, but the man could have had a disease, he could have been a war vet, he was out of his mind, and whatever. But he did need to shut his mouth. He didn't need to be on the train making that much noise. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And he also got on me saying that I shouldn't be talking to him like that because he's a grown man. I was like, I'm a grown woman, so what's your point? And I'm not sitting here making all this noise. You are. Now, so he gets off, and it did scare me a little bit because he was super loud. And so he gets off, and I am sitting there pissed and like crying. So I started crying. And then all of a sudden, everyone's like, oh, don't feel bad. This guy was crazy, blah, 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 but next time, really, you shouldn't say anything to crazy people. Just get up and move your seat. Okay. Now, all of a sudden, these people are so vocal. But while I'm sitting here being verbally abused and yelled at, and he's yelling at everyone on the train, not just me, no one's saying anything but me. Okay? So I'm the only person being screamed at. But when he gets off the train, people are all over the, oh, you shouldn't have said anything. It is not my fault. I don't care what anyone says, the way he was acting. I responded to him because he was acting a fool. You don't need to get in a public place and act like that. That annoys me, and it annoys several people, but I'm usually the only person who says anything. And I'm sorry, when you don't stand up for something, or when you refuse to stand for something, you fall for everything. That's probably not the exact quote, but you know what I'm saying. And that is what I'm tired of in several communities. But I can say this about the black community, definitely. Okay? Because I shouldn't be the only one who stands against people acting like they don't have any sense. Okay? Because we're all insulted by it, but we only talk about the person behind their back. Oh, you know that person's crazy, blah, blah, blah. No. Be quiet, because you're talking loud, and people don't want to hear you talking loud. Okay? I'm the one who will, like, stand up for black men and all this stuff with their saggy pants. You don't need to pass a law about people in their saggy pants. I'll say that. Those same people will turn around and be, oh, you know, you're too skinny for me anyway. Okay, pick one. Like, pick one. Like, I don't really care, personally, what people say about me, because I know who I am. No, I do not act white. First of all, acting white does not exist to me. Okay? People are who they are. This man was a nuisance, so I stood against that. And I kind of want to know, like, what are we doing, black people? Like, what are we doing out here? Like, I know that we aren't all doing things like disturbing the peace and acting ignorant. Most of us aren't. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the rest of my day. So, and this happened after I tutored some other students. So the first two students that I tutored were seniors in high school, getting ready to pass their exit level exams. So we're going over social studies and government. It's pretty hardcore, but I'm excited about it because I'm going to learn something as well. Okay? Then the second student I worked with is a young black male who is in the 5th grade, a very smart boy. We went over some math, some reading. He's really excited about reading. So people saying black children just don't want to read, they're lazy, they just think everything's all about them. That's not true either. Okay, so like, and see, that's the thing that annoys me so much about this, is that older people, older black people, younger black people, everybody complains about something, right? We all complain about something. However, many of the complaints are ill-founded, because this man on the bus, like the people who sit around and complain about the way people wear their saggy pants, the way black children don't care about reading, we're sitting on that bus and complain about that behind closed doors. But when you have a chance to stand up against someone who, every time someone gets on the train, you say something about them to put them down. Like, someone's having a good day. Oh, you know, your hair's nappy. Okay, yours is too. Big deal. Like, having nappy hair is not a crime, nor is it bad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is what he was doing. Now, rather than people standing up against something that was happening right then, we often sit behind closed doors and complain about things. And I really want to know why. Like, I genuinely want to know why. Like, why am I the one, like one of the few, usually when I'm on the train, like I will yell at people when I'm back home in Houston for making noise on the train. I got on people's cases a lot when I was in Egypt, because it's happened often. And that was also what I was thinking about. Why is it I'm in another country, it is the continent of Africa, someone's walking down the street making a noise at me, and I'm the only one standing there standing up for myself as a black woman? No other black men came to my rescue, like, oh, you know, shouldn't be talking to her like this. No, they didn't do that there. Sure as hell didn't do it today, excuse me. They sure definitely didn't do it today in Atlanta. But when the guy gets off, one guy, he may have been Latino or something, yelled after him, like, go to hell or something, and I'm like, he's gone. If you had something to say, if we had all, I would have felt a lot better if we had all stood up against him and been like, no, you're disturbing the peace. If you need some help to go to the hospital or something because you seem out of your head, that's fine. But right now, you're just sitting here disturbing the peace. No one did that. I'm the only one sitting there yelling back at the guy because he's making noise. So that is one story. I'm going to come back in a minute with something a lot, you know, less heavy. But that's what I wanted to talk about right now. So see you all later. Rate, comment, subscribe. Be honest, but don't come at me crazy talking about people acting white, because I'm sorry, I don't believe in that. And if you do, please just, I don't know, find a good book to read or something. Like, that to me, that's not one of our issues as a nation. Acting like something we're not. Maybe we are, but just don't. People have a right to be who they want to be, but you don't have the right to disturb the peace, and you don't have the right to hurt someone. And I was not hurting anybody. Like I said, I'll read a book, you know. Anyway, which he often told me, like, you need to read your D book, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, ugh, it was bad, but that's what happened. So, see you all later. Bye.